Alrighty, ladies and gents, welcome. Scotty Z here, coming at you live from this time in Estonia. Now, where the bloody hell is Estonia? It's right next door to Russia. It was a 7-hour train ride I did yesterday, and here I am. So whether you're coming in live on Instagram, you're coming in live on Facebook or on YouTube, pleasure to have you here. We're going to spend the next few minutes talking about something that is one of the biggest, if not the biggest thing that is going to stop you from living the life that you want to live, okay? And that one thing is the story that you are telling inside your own mind. You have a narrative. I have a narrative. Every single person on this planet has a narrative, a story that we are living out inside our own minds. And I want to take the next few moments to help you to choose a better story. Now, wherever you're coming on live, again, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, I would like you, maybe you're on Twitter as well, I'd like you to give a little thumbs up in the comments and let me know that you're there, and tell me where you are from. Where are you from? Thank you for the likes and comments. Where are you from? Whether you're from Europe, I'm in Europe at the moment, you're going to sleep in Australia right now, or you're waking up in the US, tell me where you're from and let's engage in this conversation. Because, guys, let's look at this. You are on a mission. You were sent from some other friggin' world to come to this planet to do something great with your life. You didn't come here to work as a worker ant. You didn't come here to just show up every day and just do what you're told. You came here because you want something more from your life. Can I get a yes if you agree with that? And while I'm doing that, Amanda Miller, great to have you. Victor, I've got a bloody tripod set up. I can't really see what you're writing there. Whoop, let's see if this right. Victor coming in from Mackay in Queensland. Vaughan from Berlin. Hey, brother, good to have you here. So give me some shout-outs there, guys, wherever you're coming from. But look, as I'm saying, you came here because you want something more. You're listening to me in this conversation because you know that this life is one life, and you have come with absolute certainty that you're going to squeeze every last dollop of juice out of this life. It was my birthday. When was that? 2 days ago. I turned 37 years old. And of all of the beautiful messages I got, one really stuck with me. A friend of mine who I met in Peru years ago, about 3 years ago, when I was in Peru. And he's in Canada now. And he said something along the lines of, you've really set a high bar as to what a man can really do in his life. Or you set a high bar on what it is to live a life. If someone said about a man, I was just like, bro, that's what I'm doing. If anything, I just want to inspire other people that you can do anything you want. Absolutely anything in this life. I mean, I've been traveling this world for 17 years, and don't give me this bullshit that I don't have enough money. For all of those years, except for the last 12, 18 months, I've done really quite well for myself financially, only because I needed to. Before that, I didn't really need to. I didn't really care. As long as I had enough money to get to the next place, live cheap, eat healthy food, and have time to do yoga and meditate, I didn't care about money. I didn't need anything else than that. All I wanted was just enough. And I'm still in the same place. I only just want enough. It's just that my needs are greater. I need to buy land. Thank you so much, Colton. I need to buy land. Thanks for the birthday wishes, bro. I need to buy land. I have to. It's just a non-negotiable. I need to buy land and build an eco-village or several eco-villages around the world with brothers and sisters like you guys, and we need to grow food. That's a need right now. So the reason I'm making the money that I'm making is that I'm buying that land. I've already bought land in Russia with my partner, and we're developing an eco-village this summer. I want to buy more land in Australia. I want to get some more land in other places, and we got to grow food. That's a must. It's a must. So look, magically, money shows up, right? But don't give me this bullshit you don't have enough money. The only thing that's stopping you from doing what you want to do, whether it's traveling or building a business or really having a deep, intimate relationship with yourself and other people, is the narrative, the story, and that's what this conversation's about. So if you're just tuning in, tell me where you're coming in from. I'd love to hear from you, but let's dive into this. What is this story, and where did it come from? All right? So first of all, you've got to recognize that you are but living a story. If you guys have ever seen the movie Australia, I actually just watched it last night again. It's a great movie about the Indigenous people of Australia, and I was blessed that I grew up in Far North Queensland. White guy with blue eyes, but I grew up with the Indigenous people, which was beautiful. Greg Wicks, you're kidding me. Freshwater Boys, here I'm talking about growing up in Far North Queensland. Greg Wicks, a kid I grew up with. We've known each other since we were babies, pretty much. We grew up on the same street. We used to play together in Far North Queensland. And here you are, Greg. That's awesome, dude. So look, I was blessed. Greg was as well. We grew up in a place that was indigenous, right? Like there was, school and friends and people around that were indigenous, right? And so we got to learn a lot about that culture, the oldest, continuous living culture in the world. And Colin's in from Perth, beautiful. And we got to really connect in and learn about that culture. And in Australia, and in a lot of other cultures, but particularly what I'm talking about, is we talk about story and living our story. G'day guys tuning in on Instagram. And the whole story in the Aboriginal culture is about living this story in our life and really being there, hey, from Mackay, from Courtney, and really living the story. We're here to not only express ourselves as a human being, but also to really continue the story of the human generations and moving from generation to generation to generation. This is but a story of our culture. And if you look back, you can read the story of past people, you can read the story of past cultures, but this is one continuous story that we're all living. And so that story is not only the external story, but that's coming from the internal story that you're telling yourself. And if you're telling yourself that you are a wealthy person, now wealth is an interesting story that we tell ourselves. A lot of people get confused and think that wealth is but money. Money is just a tool, right? Money is just an instrument. It's like the water bottle, it's not the water, right? The water bottle has no use other than to hold the water. The money has no use other than to transfer value between people, right? That's all money is. So wealth is more than money. Wealth is being able to live yourself in full expression. Wealth is in having amazing relationships and beautiful people around you that love and care about you, that really want to connect with you. Wealth is being able to wake up with a positive mindset and a fit, healthy, strong body that you've got the energy to do what it is that you want to do. So wealth is a story, and thank you guys for the love hearts and the thumbs up that you're agreeing with what I'm saying, but love is a story wealth is a story that we are continually evolving and telling ourselves, but it's also one that we get very mixed up in, same as me trying to read a comment and speak at the same time. But anyway, diving into this, guys, what you are telling yourself each day is actually creating your reality, which is creating your life. I just had an amazing coaching call with one of my team. He just came on a few weeks ago into our online business, right? So I coach and mentor people to be able to create lives of freedom like I've been able to create myself. But the biggest thing is it's not the technical stuff, like the internet stuff we've already done. It's the story that Tino, if you're listening to this, man, I actually set him a challenge to do a live video, which is why I'm doing this one right now as well, is to create the story. Sorry, I'm going to go one thing at a time. I have a great love of the Indigenous culture and their amazing storytelling, says Courtney. Yes, Probesh, thanks for the thumbs up there as well. Absolutely, beautiful culture. But the thing that's holding Tino back, and most of us back, is Tino has a story about what other people are going to think about him. So in our business, we need to make a Facebook advertising, and we need to put that ad up on Facebook, and we pay Facebook to put that in front of people that would like to buy the products that we're selling, the products and services, right? So Tino has to now make an ad that he's going to put his heart and soul into, and he's going to put himself out there for people to effectively judge him and judge whether they're going to click on his link, go through our funnel and purchase, or they're not going to. And the story that Tino's telling himself, and I won't dive into all of it, but Tino's example is that I won't be loved, or I won't be accepted, or whatever that the abbreviation of that story is for you, is that people won't like me enough to take action on that. And so Tino's holding himself back because of the story that he's got going on inside his head. And so I ask you right now, hey Vesna, welcome. I ask you right now, what is the story that you're repeating over and over again in your own head? Is it a story of prosperity? Is it a story of I can do anything I put my mind to? Or is it a story of, I don't know if I can, I don't know if I'm good enough, oh, what if they judge me, oh, what if it doesn't work? Because if that's your story, guess what your reality is going to be? You already know the answer. If your reality is only going to reflect what's actually going on inside of you, you can only have this wealth outside is if you have this wealth inside. I spent the first decade, 15 years of my life just trying to figure out who the fuck am I? And if you don't like language, you should hang up now because I swear. That's who I am. But I had to figure out who I am. I had hard stuff going on in my life. I had very big problems, big problems that I needed to sort out. And so rather than me trying to falsify a reality outside, thinking that it would make me happy by making more money, by, you know, hustling and doing all of these things, I said, I got to work out what's going on in here, and I've got to improve the story about who I am as a person. I'm not a convicted criminal, although I am. You know, I'm not a guy who has cheated on so many women in his life, which I have. You know, I'm not a guy that's, you know, backstabbed his friends, which I've done. You know, I'm not a guy that's lied and cheated, you know, and stolen, but I have. But the story that I am not those things anymore. I was, but what I was is not what I am. I mean, the cells in the body change. What is it, every 7 years? You're a whole new person physically. But why is it that the story doesn't change? Why is it that this body itself has completely transformed? It's a completely different organism, but the story is being repeated over and over again. And I had so much shit in my life that I was repeating over and over again that I was becoming merely an example of my past. I wasn't evolving. I wasn't growing. I wasn't allowing myself to really dream and imagine what it is that I want to be, because everything in this world happens through imagination and innovation. But if we're stuck in these old patterned behaviors, which 99% of the population is, which is why we have the 1% and we have the 99%, but the 99% is feeding the story, the collective and personal story that is holding you back. So we call it holding you back. It's holding you back to the past. It's holding you back to what you once were but no longer are. But because you keep repeating the same story, you keep repeating the same story. You keep showing up in the same way. And that's just a choice. It's a choice. And let's have a look at what you can do about it. I'm going to go to a couple of comments here as well. It's a story of I can think, of I can't think. Well, I don't understand that, Colin. Sorry, mate. I haven't spelled it right. Amen to me. Amen too. Yep. Some me too. Yep. Got the stories there going, Lou. And Ender is saying, I come in and out between story and I can achieve anything I want, and that everyone in my circle will judge me and ridicule me when I do make the step to create an ad. So Ender is another one of my teammates. Great to have you, brother. Just launched his business. Cracking along, mate. You're doing well. But owning right now, and this is the first thing that you can do. Thank you, Courtney. You're welcome. Courtney's saying, I appreciate your sharing and vulnerability. Hey, look, I'm as messed up as the next person, but I just fucking worked on myself enough that I can actually have this conversation with you. There's no shadows once you own the shadows. All I'm doing is turning my being into a being of light, and nothing hides in a being of light. Sickness doesn't hide in a being of light. Sickness comes from your own beliefs and stuff about who you are and what it is you're worth. Mental stuff, poor relationships, poor finances only comes when there's a shadow, because what grows in shadow? Mold. What grows in shadow? Mushrooms, fungus, decay, death. Yeah? That's what grows in shadow. You want life? You want growth? Turn into light. Turn everything that you've got into light. And your vulnerability is merely shining the light on all of the stuff that it would possibly turn into decay and pull you down. All right? So if you want to change, turn into a being of light. Eat light for breakfast. Breathe light. Be light. Then you've got life. All right? Light and life, same thing. What does Jesus say? I'm the way, the truth, and the light. But everyone says way, the truth, and the life. I think it's the same word. It doesn't matter. It's the same. Life and light. Be light. Anyway, there's a bit of a rant for you. So, what was I talking about? So what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? So you realize, okay, I've hopefully inspired you. Thank you guys for tuning in there on Instagram as well. Getting a heap of love over here on Facebook. Appreciate you guys. And if you haven't found me either way, just search Scotty Z on Instagram, at Scotty Z, or on Facebook, just search Scotty Z and you'll see me on there as well. I've got my business page. I've also got my personal page. I share the love as much as I can. Thanks for the thumbs up. So get over there and get stuck into it, guys. Man, I'm here for the long term. So if you like these rants and you want to grow with me, let's do this thing. Nom, nom, nom. Courtney's eating light. I love it. Hey, Monique. Welcome, welcome. So what are you going to do about it? All right? You realize you're a story. You're just a story. Thank you so much. It starts with belief. I appreciate that. Inspirational. It starts with a story. Now, the first thing you've got to do is recognize that you are living a story. First of all, you need awareness. That's the only way you're going to change anything. All right? You need to recognize that you're living a story. And you need to be tapping into that story and actually starting to be aware of what that story is saying to you. Because, here we go. Thank you, Tara. Love the rants. You got to excuse me for my throat. I've been talking a bit all day. But if you don't start to tap in and actually realize what's going on inside your head, it's like a runaway train. You know, you can't stop a runaway train unless you're in the wheelhouse, unless you're in the control. And the only way to be in your wheelhouse is to get into the thought patterns. Everyone talks about meditation. What's meditation? Meditation is merely being quiet and aware of what is going on in your sensational body. Effectively being present to who you are at a deeper level. And then through that presence, you start to become aware of the thoughts. What does that look like on simple terms? You sit down, you shut your mouth, and you watch your thoughts. You watch your body. You feel your body. And you're present to the moments of thinking. You're not going into the thinking. You're not going along the journey and 5 minutes later, and sometimes it happens, you realize, oh shit, what was I doing? I was supposed to be meditating. I just solved Einstein's equation, which happens when you're meditating. But effectively, it's just being present with yourself and allowing yourself to witness what's going on. In that awareness, you're going to start noticing the story. And is meditation an active or a passive thing? Okay, passive meditation is pretty much where you sit down and you do it for 10 minutes in the morning, and then you don't do it again. That's it. You spend 10 minutes in the morning and then you don't do it again all day. Until maybe nighttime, you sit for another 10 minutes and then you become aware. An active meditation is, you sit for 10 minutes in the morning, but then all through the day, you're noticing what's going on. You're being in the awareness all day long. That's being meditative rather than doing meditation. All right? And you probably hear about meditation all the time and you probably still don't do it. But be meditative. Hey guys, coming in there, study help for all. How you going? Be meditative is super important. During the day, notice what's going on inside yourself. That's where you get the awareness of the story that's happening inside your head. Once you start to realize through that meditative practice that you're telling yourself that you're not good enough, you're going to be like, holy shit, all day I'm telling myself I'm not good enough. All day I'm so worried about what other people are thinking about me. Number one, guys, that's what's holding you back. And Tino, I've spoken to both of you guys in our coaching. Man, the number one thing is you're so worried about what other people think about you. I've had it too. God, I've still got a little bit of it. You know, it's part of the process. That is something that we all need to work through. But when I notice it, when I know that it's there, it loses its strength. It loses its power. When I'm in the wheelhouse, I can then go, change course. Oh, I can't do it because people are going to think that I'm X, Y, and Z. Well, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to take some action. I'm going to see what happens without expectation, without worrying about it having to be a certain way. But I'm not good enough. What if it fails and everybody judges me? It doesn't matter if they judge me because they're judging themselves. They're seeing themselves in me and they're judging that part in themselves. I'm on track and I'm doing the right thing. Oh, but yes, I'm in charge. But I don't know if yes, I can, right? And then you're in the wheelhouse until eventually this little story starts to go, his consciousness is too strong. I can't beat him. I can't beat him. His consciousness is going this way. It's on train tracks in the right direction, and I can't fight it anymore. And then every now and then you'll, lose consciousness, and it'll go, but I don't know if you can. And then you go, ding, yes, I can. Steer it back the other way. And very amazing metaphor, right? You get what I'm saying. If a car or a train was out of control, you can't actually control a train much, some tracks, but if a car was out of control, you would, with all might, go, because you're conscious of it, right? You're conscious of it. Oof, I know where I'm going. That's what you need to be doing. This story is merely, it's a choice. It's a direction. And if you want your story to be empowered, you got to start to create an empowered story in your head. Now, one thing, my phone's there. I was going to say, pick up my phone. One thing I do almost every morning is I feed the story. Before I get into that, I've got a few comments and they disappear pretty quick here. Just start a new story, better one, magical one. If only it was that easy. It takes time over and over again, Vesna. But yes, you're 100% right. Monique is saying, what people think of me is me of my business. It's me of my business, okay? Yes, so pretty much what people are thinking of you. I don't understand your grammar there. Judgment Detox is in my Audible library right now. Judgment Detox. Nice, Courtney. Vointa, Jenny McTie. Here's my new mate. Oh, you tag someone. Cool. Welcome. Yeah, guys, look, if you're on this, you can tag friends. If you want to have a listen to the rant as well, you can share this on your timeline. That works a treat. Thanks, guys, on Instagram there as well. Feel the fear and do it anyway moving forward. I love it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So these rants are very interesting, aren't they? I just pick up the microphone and just go for it. and we'll just see where they move. But why am I doing this, guys? Is look, a big part of this is I've got to deal with my own story. Gabby Bernstein, beautiful Judgment Detox, nice. I've got to deal with my own story. You know, look, I'm saying the same thing as you guys. I've got the same stories that are going on inside my head, and all I'm doing is each day I'm training my psychology. Like okay, so you're a professional athlete, or you're a human being. You train your body every day, right? You do exercise every day. I'm pointing to where I do yoga. I do yoga right there because it brings the energy of my space into a higher vibration. I do yoga, right? I do that because I train my body, I train my body. My mind, every morning I take my phone and I'm on YouTube and it knows my style now. I love Tony Robbins. I'm into Robin Sharma, you know, Les Brown, Jim Rohn, fucking you name it. I'm into them, you know, Vishen Lakhiani with his Mind Valley. And I listen every morning to at least 15 to 30 minutes, sometimes 45 minutes to an hour of personal development. I'm listening, not just to motivation, rant, you know, oh, you can do it, but actually strategy, tactics, you know, definitely some of it's motivation. If I wake up and I feel down, I got out of the wrong side of the bed, I definitely grab something that is motivational, upbeat, punchy, you know, feeds me the self-belief, and I wake up and not only am I expanding my body, I'm expanding my mind and I'm expanding my heart. I'm bringing love into this world no matter what, and I'm set on my mission. Fave mentors, perfect. Sophia's into it too. Love and Life mentor, beautiful. So you got to, guys, just keep training the psychology, keep training your mind, and the more you do it, it just becomes a habit, a ritual, and you get that ritual in your life. Like one thing that I will say, you know, and I got into this a while back, you know, 19, I had a guy figuratively put a gun to my head and say, you're about to die. I did try to steal his car and punched him in the face. But anyway, I came from a tough neighborhood. And yeah, so this guy was like, you're about to die. And my life flashed before my eyes. I literally, that day, I'm in the back of my dad's car under a blanket, my dad driving me to the airport and getting me out of Brisbane, sending me back to Cairns. And then I got to Cairns and I was like a mess, like, holy fuck, what just happened? How did I get here? And at 19, nearly 20, I made a choice like that. I said, there's got to be something better than this. And I said, no more violence, never acted violently again in any way whatsoever. I get angry sometimes, but, you know, from where I was. And I'm going to be happy. That was the two choices. No more violence, I'm going to be happy. That happiness has been a search. Who am I? Why am I here? What is the fullness of expression? What the fuck is this all about? Realizing we're all one. Okay, so for my happiness, I need a group of people around me that are also resonating that vibration. Okay, how can I help other people to be happy? And then it's grown and evolved to what it is today. But in a moment, in a second, I made that choice. Now, over the last, 37, so over the last 17 years, I have shown up constantly, and the one thing that I've been consistent with, and I'm inconsistent in a lot of things, the one thing is I learn something every day. That's it. I learn something every day, whether it's a YouTube video, I'm reading a book, I'm sitting quietly, I'm meditating, just noticing, learning about myself. I'm learning, I'm consciously learning every single day. And if you want to grow, which we all do, you have to, look at a tree. A tree either grows to the sun or it dies. Your life, you're either growing or inside, you're dying. Yeah? So you got to choose to grow. You want to grow, you got to learn. Learning and growing is exactly the same thing, right? Show up and keep learning. Get onto stuff like this. Find mentors. Read books. Do stuff that is going to help you grow each and every day. Now, what that's going to do when I'm listening to my inspiration in the morning and my motivation and my lessons in the morning, I'm recreating the story inside my mind about who I am as a person. Because I am the mean average of the 5 people I spend the most time with. Who do I spend the most time with? This morning it was Deepak Chopra. He's a fucking dude. I spent a lot of time with Tony Robbins. I met the guy. Beautiful man. But, in my day, every day, Tony Robbins is there. One of my inspirations. I spend time with people that are in my team. I'm building this beautiful community of people, and in my team are inspirational people. They're people that want more from life. They're showing up and they're expanding their vision of what's possible. They're taking action beyond the normal 9 to 5, go home and have a drink and watch TV mentality of people. I get to spend time mentoring and coaching and being a part of a team of people that every day are demanding more from life. And me at the center of my influence, you're at the center of your influence, I am the average of the people I spend most time with. So get the YouTube videos, get these sort of rants going in your life. And let's wrap this up, guys, because I'm getting the sore throat here, actually. But what's going on in here is what's going on out here. All right? If you're looking at what's going on and you don't like it, you look in the mirror. Get back inside you and start to change the story of your life. How to do it? Sit on your ass. Sounds funny, right? And meditate in the morning and take that meditative state throughout the day. Start to feed your mind like you feed your body more information. Now, speaking of body, work your body every day. Yeah? Physically. Yoga for me is, the whole thing about yoga is opening up the heart space. You're opening up the flexibility of the spine. You can see how flexible my heart is, right? So many people can't do that. This ability to open here is what is allowing, you lift your chest that much, scientifically proven, you lift your chest that much, you will feel more confident. If you can literally bend back and touch the ground and open your heart in this way physically, that same thing is happening emotionally, that same thing is happening in every area of your life. So move your body every day in a powerful way. Cool? Then tune in, have fun. If you've liked this, last one's here, mind over matter. Monique got that. What people think of me is none of my business. Beautiful. You're 100% right, but so many of us make it our business, yeah? And we've got to let go of that. Tara, I tell my kids that every year. Beautiful. Our 90-day goal is a date with Destiny in Cairns. Beautiful. I don't think he does date with Destiny in Cairns, Courtney. He does date with Destiny on the Gold Coast and in Florida. I've done it on the Goldie, changed my life. Joe and Sam, I'm hearing you. Voin, I love you, brother. Thank you so much. Courtney, love this so much. Hey, guys, if this has helped you, I'm gonna ask you to do one thing. You're going to share this with one person because this one share could change somebody's life today. And I'm not saying that from some egotism. I don't give a fuck about what I like myself enough. I don't need to do this for myself. I do this I do because you are me and we are one. And the more of us that rise up together in this inspiration, the better. In spirit, inspiration, to rise up in spirit, right? So share this with one other person that you know would. So glad I tuned in. You sweet, Victor. Thanks, bro. So share this with one person. You can either hit share and write a little message and share it on your timeline, or you could tag someone. Whoa, it's in Cairns. Courtney, it's in Cairns this year. I'd like to see that. Is it Date with Destiny or UPW, Unleash the Power Within? I'm going to go research it myself. That's awesome. Hey, Louise George, love you, darling. So tag someone, share this. If you've tuned in halfway, go back and watch the whole thing. Yes, every day I spend at least half an hour in the morning learning about something, and I spend at least half an hour to an hour in the day learning something. I will study, and that's not even my Russian study. I'm learning Russian right now. I'm getting a Russian citizenship. Anyway, another story. Don't worry about it. I studied my Russian as well, but personal development, I study at least 1 hour every single day. Never stop. Every day. So this is some part of personal development. This is not some, you're not watching some shit on YouTube or, Facebook. This is actually you're developing yourself as a human being. Again, my request, like, comment, share with somebody or tag someone that loves you and that you love, and let's get this message out to more people. Bridget, yes, Date with Destiny is in Cairns this year. You're freaking kidding me. Tony's going to my home in May. I want to be there. Thanks, Tara. Thanks, Bridge. Love you, darling. Do it. Maybe we'll see you there. Maybe. We'll see how we go. Hey, love you guys. I'm out. Peace. Have fun. And, share this. Come on. Fucking do it. Take action. I dare ya. I dare ya. Take action. See you guys. Bye.